Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steve. Paul George versus Kawhi Leonard. There were a few people in the comment section of my previous video where I was talking about Paul George kicking a fan with the ball in the head. And people were arguing. I don't really remember who it was, but that's besides the point. People were arguing about Paul George versus Kawhi Leonard. And I decided, you know what? Let me make a video about it. Let me talk about it. So, yes, they're two solid players. No, not solid. They're two really good players. They're all-star players. They're not superstars, but they're all-star players. So who's better? That was the debate. A lot of people were saying Paul George, and a lot of people were saying Kawhi Leonard. Here's the thing. Yes, I understand Kawhi Leonard is one of the best defenders in NBA history. We understand this. You know, his ability to predict where you're going, to, understand and move his feet and slide and do things like that, and his hands and his strength and just his defensive ability is one of the best ever. We understand this. And then put that on top of a decent scoring ability. And what do you have? You have an all-star. Now, Paul George is a really good defender. May not be one of the best defenders of all time like Kawhi, but he's still a pretty good defender. He's also a pretty solid scorer. He may not be as efficient as Kawhi in scoring, but he's still a pretty solid scorer. Again, neither one of them are superstars. But I will say this. Paul George is the better player. And here's why. From what I've seen, when does it matter? When do you want your quote-unquote franchise player to show up? Let's use this for an example. DeMar DeRozan. He's dominating right now in the regular season, right? But would you consider him one of the best players in the world, like top 5? No. You want to know why? Because he didn't show up in the playoffs 2 years in a row. Him and Kyle Lowry didn't show up in the playoffs 2 years in a row. So that's why I don't consider them. They're like borderline all-stars to me. DeRozan is dominating, yeah, but I don't care. You got to prove it to me in the playoffs. If you want to be considered an all-time great, you have to prove it to me in the playoffs. You want to be considered a superstar, show me what you can do in the playoffs. I don't want you to underperform. I don't care if you lose in the first round. I don't care if you get swept. At least put in an effort and dominate. At least put numbers up. Right? And from what I've seen thus far, in the recent NBA history, Paul George puts numbers up in the playoffs. Paul George against LeBron James in, 2012. He played extremely well. Paul George against LeBron in 2013. He played extremely well. I think he forced a Game 7, both series. Him and the Pacers. Obviously, it's not just him, but him and the Pacers. What I've seen from Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs, when he's the number one option last year, they folded. They choked. They got demolished. They got absolutely steamrolled in the playoffs. Because Kawhi and LaMarcus Aldridge underperformed. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Kawhi Leonard. I understand that was his first time being the number one option. We understand that. That's the difference between all-stars and superstars, though. LeBron's first time in the playoffs, he dominated. Melo's first time in the playoffs, he dominated. D-Wade's first time in the playoffs, he dominated. Kevin Durant's first time in the playoffs, he dominated. Stephen Curry's first time in the playoffs, he dominated. Kobe, Shaq, Tim Duncan, Tracy McGrady, Steve Nash, the list can go on. So, who's better? Paul George. That's why Paul George is better. He can do better in the playoffs. He's shown that he's better in the playoffs. I mean, even last season, I was watching him. I think they played Toronto last season in the playoffs. And I was watching it, and I'm just like, whoa, what the hell? Because literally, he had no offense last year on his team. Same thing with this year, right? And I'm just like, whoa, what the hell is going on? This dude is freaking carrying the offensive load. I remember there was a stretch where he was making just shot after shot, layup after layup, and one after and one. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This dude is freaking elite. He's playing like an elite player. That was fantastic to watch. So that's why I think Paul George is the better player. Why the hell would you pick Kawhi Leonard over Paul George? I mean, from a logical standpoint. If you just look at the history, Paul George plays better in the playoffs, so why would you pick Kawhi over him? That doesn't make sense. Kawhi is not better than Paul George. I'm sorry. Yeah, he had a few good games in the beginning of the season, but he's not better than Paul George. He's not. And I'm not even a Paul George fan. I'm not even a Kawhi fan. So there's no way, you're biased. There's no way. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a Paul George fan. I'm not a Pacer fan. I'm not, my ass is hurting so bad from sitting in the seat. I'm not a Pacer fan. I'm not a Spurs fan. You know what I mean? So, no bias here. But I know someone's going to say, well, I guarantee this will be in the comment section. If they even make it to this part, I guarantee at least one person is going to say this. Oh, Melo's not a superstar anymore. Melo's not this anymore. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so let's continue. Paul George is better than Kawhi Leonard. That's that. Now, a lot of people kind of got upset at me because I didn't talk about the Clippers versus the Spurs and how the Clippers demolished and steamrolled San Antonio. Here's what I think about that. The Los Angeles Clippers are a great team. San Antonio Spurs are a great team. Most likely, neither one of them will even make it to the NBA Finals. Why? The Golden State Warriors. No team in the West has the star power that the Warriors have. Now, I've said this before. Star power, this is what Michael Jordan said. Superstars win games. Teamwork wins championships. Now, don't say, oh, you just proved yourself wrong. No, I didn't. Hear me out. Superstars, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, All-Stars, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. 4-star players on one team is good enough to beat the San Antonio Spurs. I'm sorry, but they're not as great as they used to be. Yeah, they're still a good team, but they're not as good as they were in the Tim Duncan era. It's not even close. Tony is old. Manu is old. And it's not even... People were saying they were old 5 years ago. So you can't say they're not old. They're old. They're old. I know I said the Spurs have a chance to make... I was wrong. I take it back. No. There's no team in the West that's going to beat the Golden State Warriors in the best of 7. But the team that will, when they meet in the NBA Finals, June 2017, the team that will absolutely demolish the Golden State Warriors in 6 games, none other than the new Cleveland Cavaliers. You guys thought I was going to say the Knicks. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Listen, man. This is where it comes down to teamwork winning games. It's not about the chemistry. It's about the team. Hear me out. The Golden State Warriors, yes, they have the star power. They can compete with LeBron, Kevin Love, and Kyrie. Maybe. I mean, from what I'm seeing so far, Klay Thompson, yeah, he can come out the slump, but Kevin Love is balling. And, by the way, did I not tell you guys Kevin Love was still an elite player? Some of you guys were telling me, he sucks, he's overrated. Guys, I told you it's going to take time for them to learn how to use him. And look at him now. He's averaging 21 points per game and 9 rebounds per game. Dominating. That's on top of having Kyrie averaging 24, and you have LeBron, actually not 24, 22. And you have LeBron averaging 23, 9, and 12. Something crazy like that. This is ridiculous, dude. This first of all, this is regular season. This is I've been watching every single game, okay? This is LeBron cruising, playing like Magic Johnson. So imagine when the NBA Finals. I'm sorry, but there's no team is gonna beat LeBron in the next 3 years. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. LeBron is not gonna lose any NBA Finals for the next 3 years. 4-peat. 3 more in a row. I'm telling you, he's gonna win 3 more NBA championships. I'm sorry, it's true. He's that good. He is that good. And by the way, what would that be? 6. That would be 6, 7 NBA Finals. He's 3-4, right? 7 NBA Finals. If you won 3 more, that would be 10 Finals. Jeez, dude. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. I kind of went off topic. Anyway, Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson are going to demolish the front court in Golden State. There's no way in hell Golden State can compete with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love. No way. First of all, their front court cannot score like Kevin Love can. Second of all, their front court cannot defend like Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson can. I know Kevin Love's he's actually a pretty good defender. A lot of people don't give him credit, but he is. It's sort of like the same situation with Stephen Curry. Yeah, Stephen Curry's a solid defender. I'm not gonna lie. You know, obviously I joke around sometimes, but yeah, he's a solid defender. But Tristan Thompson's there. You think JaVale McGee and Zaza are gonna stop Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love? You think that's gonna stop LeBron from getting in the paint? He's gonna absolutely poop all over them. It's gonna be crazy, man. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Paul George is better than Kawhi. Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win the NBA championship until, what year would that be until? 2017, 18, 19, until 2019. And then LeBron's reign will be officially over. And hopefully Melo will still be in the league because it's going to be his turn. Just kidding. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Peace.